Imagine a day. Imagine a way when you could see the world through my eyes, and I could see the world through yours. I was a 21-year-old undergrad. I had been up late at night before writing my dissertation and drinking a lot of coffee. But on that particular morning, I was stone cold sober. I stood up, reached down to pick up my TV remote, and felt my foot sink into the ground. I glanced down and my feet were plunging into the carpet. It's all about how you see things. Literally. The differences in how the brain processes sensory information, or how a momentary short circuit in the brain can cause a whole different way of viewing reality. Imagine a day. Imagine a way when you could feel what it's like to be me, and I could feel what it's like to be you. I was sitting in the kitchen talking to my friend. I was hugely animated and full of energy, and then quite calmly I had to explain to my friend half of her face had just disappeared. And I looked around and bits of the world were missing too. It was like looking at this faulty digital TV where clumps of pixels were pulling out. Soon she fell asleep and I ran straight to my computer. Within minutes, I discovered that there was an actual name for what I was experiencing. Alice in the Wonderland syndrome. Alice in the Wonderland syndrome is a set of symptoms including the alteration of body image and the alteration of visual perception. It makes a sufferer feel as though parts of their body are changing size and as though sizes of objects are changing. Other symptoms include the feeling that time is moving too fast or too slow. It's most common in children, but people may experience it later in life. The cause is not known. There is currently no treatment for Alice in the Wonderland syndrome other than looking for an underlying cause that can be treated. I will never not be crazy, hooked up with a different wire. I don't run electrically. No switch on a wildfire. It wasn't long, however, before I started experiencing more and more spatial distortions. Floors either curved or dipped, and I walked really strangely as though I was stepping on sponges. When I lay in bed, I look at my hands and my fingers stretch half a mile into the distance. Instead of going away, my symptoms got worse. And everything was distorted all the time. Walking down the road, parked cars seemed the size of corgi models, and I felt disproportionately tall. And at work, my chair seemed enormous, while I felt really small. Soon I'd find it a struggle to leave the house. I had difficulty correctly perceiving the ground, so walking was tricky. I found myself slumped and struggling to walk. Crossing the road was dangerous, because when a car was coming, I had no idea how far it was or what size it was. By now, I was wondering what in the world was going on with me, and an MRI scan proved nothing. Neither did my doctor nor my neurologist could find a medical record for what I was experiencing. And the prevailing message was that I just have to live with it. Because there is an element of hallucination, many sufferers don't seek medical help for fear of being diagnosed with a psychiatric condition, which it's not. If I could swap with you, I would, knowing that for once I could hear silence. Imagine a world where lights flicker and blind, and noises combine in your mind as they merge, and colors burn so vivid and bright that I wonder if it's possible that they might explode. Many suffer from a much more serious misidentification syndrome, where their interpretation of what's happening around them is skewed. These events take form of depersonalization, derealization, deja vu, vu, or people that you've known for years appear as though you've never seen them before. I will never not be different. I'm an earthquake and a storm. When I finally get to heaven, I know there's a place for me. God will wipe the dirt away and say better things were meant for me. The human race called me last place, judged I was unfit to run. It's a system near perfected, to deem different defective. One size does not fit all. According to Dr. Aorta's 2008 report, electrical activity causes abnormal flow to the parts of the brain that control vision, process texture, shape, and size. I'm far from alone. It's estimated that 10 to 20% of the population have at least one episode of AIWS. Most often in childhood, it tends to go largely unreported because, although disorienting and in some cases cause temporary blindness, it's a harmless condition with no lasting effects. For the best part of a decade, I was unable to enjoy the kind of personal life I wanted. I like going out at least once a week to socialize and relax. But my symptoms made these nights become terrified, more painful than enjoyable. In conversation, I would become overloaded with an odd perceptions and would make me seize up or just stop talking altogether. Undoubtedly, this syndrome has made my life way more difficult. The noises, the lights, the chaos intertwined, which ignites the fireworks in your mind. Broken glass and oil slicks are like diamonds if you let them be. Mother looks in her baby's eyes and prays he won't turn out like me.